I'm Todd Linden, and it was my pleasure today to speak to a group of Kansas board members, along with many of their CEOs at the Critical Issues Conference in Wichita. One of the things that seemed to get an awful lot of attention was the topic of board CEO relationship and how critically important that is. Ultimately, that partnership really starts with a clear understanding of the role that you play as a board member and the role you play as a CEO. I posed the question, how many CEOs in the room have job descriptions? And most hands went up. I asked how many board members had job descriptions, and it was maybe a third, I would say, of the room. And the question is, why not? Why not have a clearly delineated and written job description for both the CEO and the board, so that there's an opportunity to focus on those roles, those complementary roles. And we spent a little time also talking about that issue. What happens when either the CEO or the board kind of changes lanes and gets in the proverbial weeds, right? Often we hear this conversation about my board's micromanaging, or we got off topic and we really started to get deep into a managerial issue. And so we spend a lot of time talking about that, how to manage that. And frankly, it starts with a conversation. It starts with a discussion. Are we doing a good job with that? And if not, what are some examples of some situations where maybe we got too deep into a management issue? There's lots of things that boards do to manage this micromanagement issue. Ultimately, it's the board's chair to kind of be monitoring and sometimes pull the board back. But often managing a meeting can sometimes take the chair's attention. And so some boards actually assign a micromanagement cop, somebody whose job is to constantly be monitoring the discussion and pull it back if need be. Other boards, find that making sure that at least annually in their own performance appraisal, they're asking the question about micromanaging. We encourage boards at the end of every board meeting to take 5 minutes and just evaluate the meeting. What did we do well? What could we have done better? Did we get out of the governance lane? What were examples of that? And then what might be good agenda items for the future? Those 4 simple questions, if there's discipline around that, every meeting, looking at those 4 questions, I guarantee you the board's performance will go up. The meetings will be more concise. There'll be more engagement. There'll be more satisfaction. Like anything in life, if you evaluate something you want to be better and you talk about what's really good and what could be better, and you do that consistently, the performance is simply going to go up. The GovernWell resource tool chest is deep, many drawers with all kinds of great resources available through the relationship with Kansas Hospital Association. Simply by being a member, you have access to all those materials. So I've had the opportunity to work with boards both through strategic planning, through governance education, on-site. We've got virtual opportunities. We've got board briefs. There's literally a treasure trove of resources available through this unique partnership that just helps boards constantly be looking at ways they can perform better and better.